The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Oh, well, it is Victory Monday from
Where are we?
Where we at? We over here.
Where we
Come on,
at?
give us our shot.
Oh, here we go.
Victory Monday
Let's go.
from the Taj Mahal of football, live from the Star in Frisco, the headquarters of your Dallas Cowboys, and you are now rocking with the best. I'm Heckma Harrison, and this is the Players Lounge, sponsored by Tostitos, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys, and my players are here. We're gonna talk football victories and all of that stuff. You look happy.
Nah, I just want to.
You look happy.
Because you be,
what
Heck
happened,
be
man?
confusing my voice with your voice,
What
bro.
you talking about?
Okay.
There's no way I can confuse
bro,
your
that's what I'm
voice,
saying.
your
How
voice
many times
with anybody's voice.
We was over here talking about, I think it was Dak, all right? He was like, yeah, Danny, I said, nah, that ain't me. That's Church.
Let me tell you.
I don't
That
know
Church,
what you're talking about, man. I be chilling.
Come in here and say, hey, man, we just going to talk about whatever. He looked at me and said, what you talking about? We got a script. I said, I didn't say that. That was him, bro. That was him.
I don't know what they
Looking
talking
at me
about.
like I said it.
I don't know what they talking
See, the
about.
real thing is he put the battery in your back most of the time.
I don't know what
That's
they
why I
talking
look
about,
at you.
man. I don't know what they talking about, man.
I'm like, man, I'm getting crossfire. I didn't even say nothing, but it's all right. Okay, happy Monday.
It's the locker room.
Happy Monday.
We
I
in the
wouldn't even know
lounge.
you like that.
Happy
But
Monday.
the players in the building. My man Danny McCray is here. My man Barry Church is here. Fellas.
What's happening, man?
Fellas.
What's up, dog?
I believe it was you that said
Moi?
said that this was a must-win game going into this week.
You're right about that, my man.
Okay,
You're right about that.
and there were some expectations that was set. But while you were sitting, because you was here in the studio, so that means
Yeah, I
you
was
had
there.
multiple TVs and
everywhere.
views of everything that was going on at AT&T
Stadium view.
Yes,
All the views.
all the
Box,
views.
everybody.
Thank you for not
Everybody.
leading the text group and letting us know that players
Yeah, I
was
ain't gonna
having
do-
before.
yeah, I ain't
Thank
gonna
you,
do- I
dog.
ain't
I
gonna do you
appreciate it
like
because
that.
I know you seeing it
seen
early.
it early. The block punt. Oh, I seen it early, but it's all good.
Your reaction sitting in the studio watching the game.
I mean, I wasn't shocked because, as y'all both know, I was in here all week saying what was about to happen.
Yeah.
I knew from when we looked at this matchup, because we all know football's about matchups when you go into this thing. And when you look at it, I told y'all it's going to be eerily similar to last year's contest when they was able to get after Stafford, sacked them 5 times, got a pick. And I don't know the sack numbers, but it was close.
Yeah.
And they got an interception. DeRon Bland, once again, I mean, that guy must have magnets in his hand or something. I don't know what it is, but the ball just finds the guy. That's 3 of his 4 interceptions this year going back for touchdowns. So, I mean, this dude's scoring at a crazy rate defensively. But anyways, they couldn't match up with Dallas Cowboys defensive line, that pass rush. I mean, we saw it once again. They're using Micah Parsons earlier, like they did earlier this year, as a chess piece. You saw the sack when he got on there. They had him over top of the center. He was able to use that. We've seen what Myles Garrett does it sometimes, and we see all the best do it, where they cross up that center one way or the other, get through penetration quick, and get the sack. They weren't able to handle that the entire game. Matt Stafford was beat down. I mean, you saw the camera views on this man. He was on the sideline just like head down, like, man, Do I? This is one of the times where you're going 5-11, you're 0-5, whatever. And you look at it, you wake up in your bed and you're just like, man, do I want to do this again? And that's what the look Stafford had on his face on the sidelines. Like, do I really want to go out there again and take this beat down? But that's exactly what the Cowboys needed to do. They didn't play down to the level of competition. All 3 phases contributed. I mean, you look at it. Special teams, I mean, they did their thing. 2 returns, should have been a big-time touchdown return, got called back. But other than that, man, all 3 phases showed up. And look, Dak Prescott, this is back-to-back games where he's looked really good. I mean, he's looked really good. I ain't going to say he's elite top 5, but he looked amazing once again, extremely accurate out there, using his legs to either gain yardage or extend the play for his wide receiver. So, I mean, it was a complete game. It was another one. This is like the second or third complete game, and they were able to do it.
D-Mac, I got specific questions for you before you give me your reaction. But
You sure it's me or you want to? Okay.
I'm talking to you.
All right, just check.
All right.
The voices sound the same.
Man, that's a nice shirt, too. I ain't never seen that one.
I ain't me neither.
Go ahead, man.
DeRon Bland.
Yes.
You have been a supporter of DeRon Bland, and you were absolutely 100% correct about one number 26. I mean, what is it about him and the way that he's playing that he's able to do what he's doing with these pick sixes?
Man, listen, I think we saw it last year. When you get a guy, like we talk about how difficult it is for a player to play the nickel position and then be that good at it. And he was that good at it early in the career, right? Yeah. You talk about first time being in an NFL game, he get out there and he's turning the ball over. He's in the right position. He's making the quarterback get off of the slot receiver. So he understands route concepts and what is being asked of him. So then when he moves outside, he has a better understanding of what they're trying to do to him, right? So you see him get a pick six on the stack route. That is something that happens all the time when you're playing the slot receiver, or you're playing against the slot receivers. Is mix and match. They're trying to throw you off by running those stack routes, and you just see him getting more comfortable as it goes. When I saw him move out to number one, when Trayvon Diggs went down, you know he was going to have a few of those learning moments. But for the most part, the guy, when he's in press technique, he's getting his hands on guys and he's disrupting routes. When he's playing off technique, he's a ball hawking guy. So sometimes you're going to give up a pass. But I'll take that just like you would with Trayvon Diggs when you say, okay, he may give up a 20-yarder, but at the chance of him getting a pick six, I'll take that. You don't want to take that away from a guy like DaRon Bland. So he just continues to get better. And I got the ultimate faith in a guy. Like, I mean, how can you not? 3 pick sixes?
That's true.
3? And the one pass that I see, I was like, I missed it the first time. I was like, oh, he gave up the over route. And then you see, he was going to get the ball. It wasn't because he was just beat. He was like, hey, this is a chance for me to get me a turnover and change the game. So, and I'm okay with that. Take that risk if that's what you're going to do, because it'll pay out for you eventually. So, I don't know. I like the way he plays. He's a physical guy. Did he lead the team in tackles?
He did. He had like 7 or 8 tackles and a pick six.
So I mean, it's you can't say anything bad about the guy. Do y'all believe now when Dan Quinn said that he was one of the players who had one of the best games that against Arizona?
That specific game, I'm not willing to agree with that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like that because I saw what I saw. But when you talk about him having confidence in DaRon Bland going forward, I mean, my confidence might have been wavering, but Dan Quinn, like you said, he stuck right by it. He understood what this young man brought to the table.
I have to ask you this because you called this butt whooping.
Yeah, I do. It's gonna be a shellacking.
And defensively, I felt like it was gonna be a whooping. Did you expect to see the offense and Dak Prescott operate the way that they operated coming out?
No, because when the first 3-4 plays, Aaron Donald looked like MVP caliber. Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it looked like it was about to be crazy.
And man, it's crazy to me how one play. I'm not saying this play turned everything around, but if you look at it, I think it was third and 15.
It was crazy.
After a couple sacks, the momentum is going crazy. Stafford about to get the ball for the first. They said he illegal hand. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, by the letter of the law, you look at it, maybe it's illegal contact because he placed his hand on them past 5 yards. But I'm like, come on, man.
I would have been upset.
I would have been sick. Because then you look at it. It extended the drive, and it let the Cowboys do what they did, man.
Then McVay's arguing later in the game about a total opposite play where if you're not going to call this on Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So it did change the game. But, I mean, we the home team, so it's going to happen. I'm okay with that. I'll take it.
Wow. It's so hard to play defense now.
But we literally came into this matchup talking about the coaches. We were talking about McVay. We were talking about Matthew Stafford versus Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. As the game played out, and I haven't heard nobody with 32 teeth and lips on their face say today that Mike McCarthy out-coached Sean McVay. But to me, he just took them apart as far as his game plan, his scheme, defensively and offensively and special teams. When you're talking, and we've done so much talking about Mike McCarthy and this offense and getting this offense new look or whatever it is to just look better on paper. Did those questions get answered for you? Did you say while you were watching, like, oh, this is it right here?
Hell yeah. Who was your focus at receiver? Did you see Michael Gallup get 10 targets, or did you see them feed CeeDee Lamb? Did you see CeeDee Lamb in motion? Did you see CeeDee Lamb lined up at the X receiver getting one-on-ones and beating them? Like, this is what you expect to see when you have a guy like CeeDee Lamb, and this is why CeeDee Lamb keeps coming out and say, hey, man, you drafted me in the first round to help you win. All right, so let me help you win. Then you also see Brandon Cooks, who I knew he didn't lose a step.
4 for 4 again.
I knew he didn't lose. If you give a man the opportunity to make make a play on the football, he is going to do it. He's proven that year in and year out. And now that's 2 games in a row where you say, hey, man, if you throw this dude Brandon Cooks the ball on the deep route, or comeback route, slant route, whatever it, double move, he's going to make the play. All right. So you ran your offense through CeeDee Lamb and then who you now say is your number 2 receiver or 1B, Brandon Cooks, and that helped your offense look that much better. Oh yeah, Dak Prescott running the ball. Moving the pocket. You know, if everything breaks down, you see him more comfortable using his legs. And we talked about that. If he is comfortable doing that moving forward in the season, then this team is going to be a hard team to stop on offense. And he did it. And hopefully it continues, right? I don't want this to be one of them, hey, man, overreact Mondays.
That's true.
But that is 2 games in a row where Dak Prescott has used his legs and the offense has looked totally different since he started doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If Dak and this offense is going to continue to operate the way they are, I mean, I'm going to have to say they kind of found their identity if you look at it, man, because we going into this season, I should say, myself, I mean, I thought it was going to be about the ground game. I mean, what Mike McCarthy talked about, we're going to, play to our defense, run the football, all that good stuff. And that was working for the first couple, weeks of the season. But then teams started realizing what's going on. And now it's up to McCarthy to counterpunch that and try to work around that. And these past 2 weeks, he's done a good job. I got to say, he's done a great job calling these plays. You see, like you said, the motion with CeeDee Lamb out there. He's not just in a stagnant spot. He's not just sitting at the Z, the X, or the slot. He's motioning around. He's lining up all over the place. They're stacking him in there, getting him off so he can basically get off that press man-to-man coverage and get, open looks out there. And I've seen, earlier in the season, we thought, this Texas Coast offense, get the ball out quick. It's going to be a lot of yak yardage. But, that yak yardage wasn't there these past 2 weeks. You get the ball in CeeDee Lamb's hand in space. The guy's, after the catch, he's averaging at least 10 yards.
I got to ask y'all, man.
It's great.
12 catches, 158 yards.
That's big time. 2
touchdowns. And not one time did I see Raheem Morris say, look, this is it. We're just going to double team you the whole time.
They couldn't.
But the question is, even as far as having a scheme for CeeDee Lamb, to me, it looked like teams are just coming in with the thought process that they can play him one-on-one. And you guys have played against some of the best wide receivers in the league, so coming in, you're going to have, man, we're going to scheme up for this dude. We're not going to let you be the reason why we get beat. And teams, and when I see the Rams like that, they just like, we're going to give you 88.
Well, and that is part of how your offense was performing before they got to play the LA Rams, where you, like we talked about, hey man, when you are the Rams defensive coordinator, you looking at this offense, who scares you based off what you've seen in those previous 6 years? Nobody was scaring you to say, hey man, we got to go double this guy or he's going to wreck the game and beat us, because we weren't finding ways to get him the ball. If anybody, you got to say we got to double team Michael Gallup because he's the one's getting 10 targets, right? But now moving forward, I think the game plans are going to be a lot different because you're going to see CeeDee Lamb then get some of those double teams, and then they're going to have to figure out what to do with CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. But yeah, man, they came into the game and they just didn't see somebody that would affect them that much, and they learned their lesson quick.
Yeah, they thought going into it, oh man, he's had a couple big time games, but he's not a top 10 receiver. We don't got to treat him that way, and he's burned them these past 2 weeks. And if you don't, allocate those people to go over there and shut him down, he's gonna go off on one-on-one coverage. What worries me going forward, like you said, D-Mac, defenses and defensive coordinators are gonna start to say, okay, if you shut down 88, what else do they have in the passing attack? Because from what we've seen in years past, Dak likes that security blanket. It was Schultz in years past. Now it's looking to be CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, you going where I'm going, though.
Which would be perfect if your number one is your security blanket.
No doubt.
But defenses, they're going to start keying on that.
That's
for sure.
why you go get a Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you go get a big Cooks.
Boy, they look like they found him. They said, oh, we got Brandon Cooks on the roster. Look at that. Man.
Thank God, because Heckman thought you might have lost it, bro.
I did.
And
they wasn't using him. What do you want me to do?
They weren't using him. I'm saying,
but
that was the argument. Like, are they not using him or has he lost? You're not using him because you can just watch him out there and you say, man, this dude still has the speed to beat anybody on the dang on field. And he went out there and did it. This is 2 times in a row where you have run routes that utilize his speed. The double move this game, running across the field last game, where you say, this is what Brandon Cooks does best. Going into the bye week, the conversations that they had, the self-scout, I'm telling it worked wonders for this game. At least it worked wonders because they came out and we thought Mike McCarthy was going to be that, hey, we're going to run the ball and play to our defense. It wasn't that. It wasn't that this week. They came in with a whole new identity. Everything changed.
Jake Ferguson, I got to ask y'all about Jake Ferguson. Yeah, come on now. You know I've been on the Jake Ferguson train. You've been shooting me down. Ping, ping, ping. Every time. But finally, 4 targets, 4 catches, 47 yards, and a tutty. And that's what you wanted to see from him, right? Mm-hmm. You wanted to see that guy in the middle of the field in Dak's vision. Finally, he's emerged as that guy. How big is that for him as far as a confidence booster going through the rest of the season?
Oh, well, it's huge. It's huge because, like you said, this early in the season, these tight ends, they were up and down, dropping passes. Then Ferg would have a game where he's 7 for 7, a couple yards, but it wasn't consistent. Now these past 2 weeks we've seen I think he led the team in targets the week before against the Chargers.
I believe so.
I can't be 100% on that, but maybe. Then this week you see 4 for 4, 47 yards and a touchdown. I think he can become that, like you said, middle of the field, between the numbers kind of guy that does the dirty work. Give me 5 yards, a couple here and there, maybe move the chains when it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. And that's all you're really looking for from a tight end when you have all those other weapons. So to me, it just adds a boost offensively to have another guy that can go out there and win those one-on-ones, understands his zone coverage, and can get you some extra yards.
Yeah, look, I enjoyed it. All right, because we've seen him not make those catches up the seam, and you know that Dak Prescott needs a guy who he can depend on to be able to make those type of catches because the throw was outstanding. He's a back of the ear. What he said?
Oh, he hit it that time. Right over top.
It was a dime, and it was a big time catch. It was a big time catch. Took a lot of concentration to get that, but I think that is then going to help his confidence. And you saw in the game where you say, okay, all right, here we go. Ferguson's rolling. I think Schoon came in and got him.
Schoon got him one.
Schoon came in and got him
1 for 13.
Yeah,
right? So I think it's going to then help the entire tight end room. But I was excited to see him because, like we talked about, when Dak had Schultz, it was a totally different thing, a comfort level that you have with a guy who knows how to get open in whatever zone, or sometimes it seems like they're reading your mind, right? Like a Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, I know where you're going to be at no matter what. And I'm going to make sure that if I'm in trouble, I can get you the ball. And I think that's going to pay dividends moving forward in the season.
So we can't get out of this segment without talking about the running game because you said a 150 would be the number that we needed. Around 150, that's how we would win.
Yes.
We came up a little short. We was 48 short, 102. But that was a combined effort.
It was a butt whooping. But it was a whooping, though. See, my 150 was if it was a tight game and we weren't scoring that much on offense, that's how we would have had to control it. I mean, it's another game where you get into the third quarter and these dudes, like, you don't even really got to call nothing like that. Right. But like it was what I had hoped to see, just not the numbers. Dak using his legs to extend plays and then also demoralize the defense when you got everybody covered and then he finds a gap and he goes in and gets a first down and reaches the ball out. That is demoralizing to a defense, and that just gives you another another dynamic to your offense. We got 4+ yards per carry from Tony Pollard this game. So what is it, 12 for 52?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And he did look explosive in the game. So I'm excited. I'm happy with the run game. They didn't get my 150, but it was a whooping. It was a whooping. So they didn't have to fight as much as I thought they was gonna have to fight.
Is the running game still a gray area for you? Or are you feeling better?
Nah, I'm gray. I'm gray area. It's all gray right now. Look, I mean, you look at the run game and it kind of went, the game flow, however you want to call it. Dak had the hot hand, and he was dealing out there, and he was picking that defense apart. So I think offensively they just kind of went with the hot hand there and let Dak do his work. But going forward, the future with this team, I would love to see Tony Pollard get more touches. To me, 12 just ain't enough. I feel like in some instances they just not really messing with him out there. Like, it's just, you go up to the line and it's like, all right, he's in there, he's in there pass pro for 2 plays, and then they bring Dotto in there and they give him the screen or something like that. So it's confusing to me how you're using one of your most explosive players out there, but they are winning. So, I mean, you can't really complain about winning, and maybe they were just riding with the hot hand. But I gotta have more from Pollard.
I got a question. Just piggybacking off that a little bit. So as you watch the game, you see Dak Prescott making hella checks out there. He is checking away.
He's checking a check.
Does that have something to do with it?
100%.
Right? Because you want to be a running team. You may call whatever. They give you the right look, then you run the ball. But there was a lot of checking.
It was.
so that I think that could also play into it to say, okay, maybe they wanted to get Tony Pollard 18 to 20 carries.
Yeah.
But the looks were what Dak was hot at that time. So I don't know what he was checking, but he was like,
must have checked right because he was out there.
He had that fire check mark on the top of it.
Hey, Tony, block that dude right there.
I got him.
Come up here, right here.
My time.
Yes. Victory Monday. Victory Monday at the Star. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're going to take our first break, but when we come back, we got 24 hours to the trade deadline. We got 24 hours to the trade deadline. I'm just waiting on my phone to blow up with something good. That's how I'm watching it, and I know you watching it too. Coming up next on the Players Lounge.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Your Dallas Cowboys head to Philly to take on the Eagles Week 9 on November the 5th. Come out to Miller Lite House at AT&T Stadium for a free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. Cheer on the boys alongside the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and Rowdy while enjoying $5 Miller Lights, food trucks, and more. Gates open at 2 p.m. and kickoff is at 3:25. For more information and to claim free watch party tickets, visit DallasCowboys.com/watch party. Go Cowboys! Boy, it's Eagles week. I can't
Why
wait.
you pointing at me, though?
Did I point at you?
Man, you
Did
pointed at me.
I point at you? Did I point at you?
Yes, bro.
I'm so sorry.
Rewind the tape.
I'm so sorry.
It's always me, bro.
I'm
Hey,
so
I can
sorry.
I'll be like 50 Cent, bro.
Hey,
Come here with
hey,
my vest
I'm
on.
so sorry.
Man, I can't live in here. Somebody get this man back over here. Pointing at me like this, man.
We're going to switch gears. It ain't going to be today. We're going to enjoy this one. We're going to ride on this one. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the mother boy. We're going to shoot they beak off. I can't wait. Anyway,
20 off the plane, huh?
it might be a tasty cake game.
Oh.
It might be a tasty cake game.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? This
Not
it.
again, man.
This really is.
Just let me know what flavor
And we've
you
been
want.
we've been setting it up. You know, we've been setting it up. We've been setting
Let
it
me
up.
know what flavor you want.
I'm so happy you said that.
Let me know what flavor
I'm
you
so
want.
happy you said that.
Oh, man. Don't do it. Heck,
Ooh,
don't do it.
Well,
Don't do it, Heck.
what? Don't do it. You know how
do it.
long I've been stewing
You
and
know who
waiting
he
on my
picking.
get back.
You know who he picking?
I don't know. It's all good. It's
Don't
all
do
good.
it,
I
man.
listen. I know what's going on this week, dog. It's Eagles week.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's your other boys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. He's a good, he's a good guy.
Yes, indeed.
Him and Dak Prescott got to be good friends, man. They seem like two good guys.
Yeah, little boys. Man.
All right, yeah. So 24 hours before the trade deadline, and the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones is continuously saying, we are not doing anything. And, I mean, it's a going theme. He hasn't changed. The words are even the same. It's like we're not looking for anything. I'm good with the team that I have. I think the team that I have right now can get us over the hump.
I agree.
You good with the squad?
Man, look, the problem with our team prior to yesterday, has been the inefficiency of the offense. True. We did not have a problem on the defense. If you're going to go find me a difference maker, defensive lineman that can wreck the game, okay. Outside of that, if your offense and Dak Prescott are moving the ball and getting better, just say you start at the LA Chargers week, and then you move to the LA Rams week. If you continue to get better from there like you are doing, then tell me a team that you don't feel comfortable saying, you know what, I think my team could beat this team. It ain't San Francisco no more. Is it? Who is it? You finna play Philly this week, so then you'll see. But outside of that,
but San Francisco's not healthy. Can't we say? I mean, San Francisco.
They was missing Trent.
That's big for them.
It ain't that big. They did not look good. They have not looked good on defense for 2 weeks in a row. No pressure on the quarterback. They ain't been able to stop any pass. Minnesota went out there without Justin Jefferson. So defensively, they just don't look the same right now. They got some stuff to figure out. But if your offense is clicking like it was clicking yesterday, or you can trust in your offense to be able to make a big-time drive when they really need it like they did against the Chargers, then I feel like this team can compete with anybody. I like that. That's just you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Brandon Cooks coming alive. That's who you thought you were going to get when you came into the season. Tony Pollard 12-52, but it's a blowout. But that is a good yards per carry. Yeah. Dak Prescott using his legs now, feeling more comfortable. Like I don't see a reason for us not to feel good about it to where you say I got to go actually make this big time move because we're just missing this one piece. What piece is it that you feel like you're missing?
I'll hear what you got.
No, Barry, I got because I'm teeing this up for you because I got to get this from you, dog. You've played in the AFC Championship. You know what a championship level, how you get there, and you look at this roster 53, and you look at the NFL, all the teams. You look. This is an opportunity, especially when you look at the NFC. 3 weeks ago, you might not have said this. But looking at those 3 losses by the 49ers, and you look at, even though the Eagles are winning, you see some chinks in the armor here and there. For the Cowboys, if you're like, man, there's got to be a player that can get us to that degree that you're looking for, championship level, NFC Championship. Let's just start there, NFC Championship, all right? Do you feel like a move needs to be made, i.e., the Los Angeles Rams back in the day when they went out and got an edge? I mean,
you're leading the witness. Just ask him the question, bro.
That boy throwing it all on you.
Hey, last week when you wasn't here, I was sitting right there.
We heard his thoughts. No, Josh, I want to ask you this question.
Answer this question. Goodness gracious.
Oh, boy, you
trying to tell him how to answer the question the whole time. Let the man. Goodness. All right. Hey, Terps, would you like to answer that question? Disregard.
I forgot the whole question. Man got the whole. But so what we talking about here? Do the Cowboys need to make a move?
Yes, that's the question. That's the question. Long story short.
The Cowboys.
No, you ain't right, man.
Man,
what's the matter with you?
Just went with your thoughts. Just went with your thoughts, man.
He asked himself the question.
All right, man. Go ahead, man.
After all that, I'm a little bit worried when you look defensively, and I just don't know where you would make this move. I don't know, who you would grab and all that good stuff, but the middle of that defense still concerns me. I mean, you look at it, and yes, Marquise Bell, he's playing well. He's playing well right now, but if you look at it, when we started saying he started playing well was that Chargers game. So the sample size you have, I love to use that word, sample size. You've had the Chargers and the Rams. Both I would call finesse teams. Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
Those aren't like power downhill in your face type teams. And he's played well. I'll give him that. He has played well. But in order to get to where this team would love to get to, which is either the NFC Championship game or whatever the case may be, you're going to have to run through an Eagles team. You're going to have to run through a San Francisco, I believe. Those are power teams that are going to look right there at the middle of your defense and try to exploit that. When you looked at what the Eagles did against the Commanders last week, They weren't able to run that football. It was kind of like all on Hurts's arm. And if we had the pieces the Commanders had, I would say, okay, we good, because they got those two guys on the inside. They got Payne and they got Allen. We ain't got that here with the Dallas Cowboys. They do not have it. I mean, Hankins, he does his thing in there. Mozzie Smith, he's getting better as the weeks progress, but we don't have those two studs in there to shut down the run. So it still worries me going against teams like power teams, like an Eagles team or a 49ers team that can use that read option and go straight down your gut. So I'm worried. I just don't know who you would grab or where you would get it from. I don't know if that guy is out there or available. So that's the only thing.
So is it fair to say that's how Jerry may feel as well?
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, well,
he would say, I just don't know who I would grab.
Like if you're not coming to me offering me something, then I don't know.
But that concerns me though. When you look, because I don't know how long Van Der Esch is going to be out. We don't know when he's coming back, and these teams that we're going up against, they're not really finesse. The Detroits of the world, if you get to the play, you're gonna have to go against these teams. It ain't about like right now, these couple of weeks. It's about where you want to be in the future, and that concerns me.
Man, before he
you too much. I'm done.
Now. McCaffrey did not do much against us.
That's true.
So I want to be fair and say that I think, I still believe that the thing that got us against San Francisco was the misdirection and our young guys not being able to really see those pulling guards. Mm-hmm. And then even when they did see the pulling guards, then Shanahan had something else where it was coming back the other way. So you just had no idea where to go. I still think that if you get a team that is going to just straight run power and lead and counter against this team, we haven't really seen that test yet. But I still think they'll be able to hold up. Mm-hmm. They hold up enough for us not to go wager some stuff to be like, hey man, all right, we got a good player here or a draft pick that we may need next year, and we're gonna go get this guy, and this is what's gonna help us when this I don't want to say the word, but get further into the playoffs. Right. I don't see it, but obviously, Heck sees it, so I love to hear Heck.
Here's my thought process.
You better have a lot to say.
No, I don't. Y'all done said it all. I don't have to say it. I think that you look at this defense, and I've been looking at this front seven, and that's where, especially the linebacker group, for me, that's where I think it begins. Mm-hmm. I've said it all along. This is a special defense, but if the linebacking group can't be special, then I think that may be your Achilles heel to getting to that next level. Number 14, Marquise Bell. I saw him more as a safety, not as a linebacker. Mm-hmm. And as a linebacker, he has been playing his tail off. I know we said that, hey, man, playing against the likes of a San Francisco that's going to bring those two blockers that you don't see so much at once. When the game looks like it's slowed down for him. And I don't have the same level of concern with him in there. Whatever I was worried about Marquise Bell, he's answered it for me. Okay. He's big enough. He can maneuver around tackle. We've seen him shoot the gap, do all those things, and he's decent enough in coverage that he can cover corner running backs out in the flat.
Tight ends,
all of that. And I think bringing him in as a piece, that's where I'm like, Dan Quinn is like, whoa, how'd you see that? Because nobody would have thrown an undersized guy in there. Up front, D-Mac, that's where I'm at. Because I see other teams, and I saw what the 49ers did to us in the running game with McCaffrey. They try to play more of a power style. We met it. But next week up against Philly, that's where I'm really going to see where this front seven is. And to me, it's like, I don't even want to have that question. I don't want to even have that question. I want to know that y'all going to go in here, Hankins, Smith, Gallimore, Dorrance Armstrong. We had 2 sacks yesterday. I saw glimpses of it, but I'm talking about being able to go in and shut down an Eagles running game. My confidence level ain't turn consistency improve with that.
Not many teams in the league will have that confidence level just to be honest, because they are one of the better rushing teams in the league. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you, right? If you can find that guy, then okay. But I think you just have a hard time finding that guy, and then what's going to be the price to go get that guy?
That's true,
right? Like he's like, I'm not going to go out there and say, okay, this is the one piece I need, and then everybody else is going to be like, oh, this is the one you need. All right, well I want X, Y, and Z. Like I think it's difficult to say that, and if Dan Quinn is saying he believes in his guys, I'm going to stick with what Dan Quinn is saying because he ain't been wrong. He ain't been wrong since he got here. He's been absolutely 100% correct.
Man,
would you agree?
I do agree, man. Let's take our last break, man. I ain't never gonna get an Emmy with this brother, man. It ain't never gonna happen. That man said you lead the witness, man. That's a cold way. It be your own people, man.
He called it out, man.
He laughed because he know he was.
And another thing,
Church was sitting there getting all the answers. Like, yeah, so he want me to say this, and then next I'm gonna say that, and then
before I went, hold on.
Unbelievable. We got more coming up next on the Players Lounge. Unbelievable, bro.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, November 11, to experience Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Celebrate Veterans Day with special presentations from the Color Guard and Junior ROTC drill teams, plus a 21-gun salute. Take a tour of AT&T Stadium, get autographs from the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and alumni. Play games, head outside to Miller Lighthouse, and even play on the field. Visit attstadium.com/Rally Days for tickets and more information. Back for the last segment here on the Players Lounge, man. I tell you, it's a tough place to be.
What's up, man?
I'm just saying, man.
It's a tough,
objection. Leading the witness.
It's a tough place to be. But it is Monday night. We all get to chill and watch it. Let somebody else worry about winning and losing today. The Las Vegas Raiders take on your other boys, the Detroit Lions. And how y'all think that will play out? Who you got?
I can't.
Nah, you got teams.
Man,
you got teams. He got fantasy players and he got teams. I only got one team. You got 5.
I mean, listen. Shout out to my guy Kelvin Shepard. Okay, my college guy.
And he know people everywhere. So it's like, come on.
He knows Shep. He knows Shep. He actually was in the fantasy league with Shep last year. Anyways, linebacker coach over there. So automatically I'm going to make sure I had a back. Mm-hmm. But then I also like what I seen from them on Hard Knocks. So I'm still going with the Detroit Lions because they did take a tough loss last week. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this week they got to bounce back and show that they are still that team. They can't let this thing go on to where they lose 1, lose 2, lose 3. And it's the Raiders. Okay, they're a struggling team. I think the Lions will get back on track tonight. They'll win by 10, 27-17.
In Detroit.
Oh, give me it's in Detroit?
In Detroit.
Yeah, give me golf and them boys. Yeah, give me Detroit. 24-10.
You get a number?
27-17.
27-17. All right. I think I'm going to go with the Lions, too. 27-17. Come on, man, more faith than that. I'm going to go 24-13. 24-13.
Let me ask y'all this real quick before we get out of here. We got a couple minutes. Do y'all think we're putting too much stock into this Rams victory headed into the Philly game?
No.
Confidence is still sky
We always
high.
do. We always do.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the league. The thing is, this is another game where we have played from ahead again. Got into early pass. This was probably the earliest pass rush situation that you was gonna get in. But Sam Williams was over here with that big old with the big hand.
Jesus.
When then got him a block punt.
Yes.
You know, like the snowball effect hit the LA Rams before they could even get started. All right, but this is another game where us playing ahead. The thing that worries me, will always worry me about Philly until we play them, is they've been in situations where they play from ahead, they play from behind. They always find a way to adapt their game to figure out what they need to do to win, and they did it again this week. So we're going to get into a game where we need to figure out when it's a slugfest, then how do we do?
Have y'all been a part of any games like that where it's like everything is going right? You get a sack, you get a pick six, you get a block, you get a return. I mean, it looked like everything for like that. Look, 2 minutes. Everything we did was on.
Couldn't beat it. I mean, like you said, you got a block from special teams. Special teams should have scored a touchdown with Turp. And then it seemed like that couldn't miss. It just seemed like whatever throw it was right on target. And then defensively, I mean, the Rams just fell right into the trap. I mean, once you get down, you got a statue back there at the quarterback position. I mean, it's over with.
10 o'clock wake up, huh?
They look sleepy out there. I don't know, because AD started off like, man, hey, I'm wrecking this. And then it was just.
He did. We didn't even talk about that, man. Shout out to the offensive line. We're going to get it working, baby. We're going to get it working.
No, we are absolutely. We're going to get an opportunity to talk about that. But anything else from this weekend that y'all saw? I mean, it was some good games.
Yes,
I want some good games.
I want to say this. Lamar Jackson, he's my fantasy quarterback, and he pissed me off every week. But Arizona, for whatever they are a competitive team. Joe Burrow and them went out there. We seen San Francisco and them lose their third straight game.
That's true.
Okay, 3 straight. Joe Burrow and them will be probably in the AFC Championship. And then we saw Russ cook.
He cooked.
He did.
Sutton. You started Sutton this week?
I did.
Sutton, and they go out there and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, man, listen, any given Sunday.
I'm surprised. I mean, come on, you were surprised.
No, I was surprised.
Oh, yeah. Heck, you talking about Kansas City?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I was surprised.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, you still got Mahomes, so you're always going to be in the game, no matter what happens, because you got Mahomes. But as we see, that connection with Travis Kelce can only get you so far. Like these other weapons that he's accustomed to having out there, they're not really stepping up or showing up, and that offense is really like a roller coaster right now.
Who's your surprise teams in the AFC and NFC besides Detroit?
Oh, the New York Football Jets. To me,
the Jets.
I was just about to ask y'all. I was like, man, I had a dream that Aaron Rodgers was playing for the New York Jets this season.
Did you see that, man?
Throwing the football.
He on the field.
I don't know what he got going on. I don't know what it is. I had a dream that for a team, if there was any team who could have folded, it would have been them. 4 plays into their first game where they lose the guy who they thought was going to take them to the Super Bowl, and all they do is continue to play great defense and go out there and win football games. So it is surprising to me that all of a sudden, because when it first happened, you started hearing like, "Hey man, Zach, I don't know, bro. It was Joe Namath because
he was like, get rid of
they
all
coming out.
Get him out of there.
They get him out there. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, so that's a surprise for me. And then the Detroit Lions, still the biggest win when they went out there and beat Kansas City in their first game of the NFC, the biggest win. So
the Seahawks, man, the Seahawks keep finding a way, and I don't know, it's just something about them. I'm not the biggest Geno believer. I don't. I think he's mid at best, and if you give him a good defense, he can excel. He has a ton of weapons to work with, so I expect for him to be better. But their defense just continues to find ways to win. And that when I see a team like that in your division, you're just like, man, that's going to be hard to deal with, especially if you have to go and play up there. And I'm just saying, because that's a hard place to play.
It's real up there. It's real. It's loud as hell.
You can't fall we talk about seeding, you can't fall too far behind. But your boy, Joe Burrow in the AFC, hey.
No, he's real. He's real.
He got healthy, man. He got healthy. And you see that's the difference between mobile quarterbacks, and then once you take that away from certain guys, then it's hard for them to be the same. And ever since he's been healed with the calf injury, they've been looking like the AFC Championship Cincinnati Bengals.
They in a tough division, but they when you got a quarterback like that, man, you always gonna have a chance. But to me, got to go with you on the Seahawks, NFC. I mean, I thought Geno maybe last year was just a one-off type situation, but he's looking like he's kind of here to stay. So I got to go with the Seahawks. And then if we're talking about before the season even started, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins because when we seen, from Tua, is he going to be healthy? Last year he was up and down. But now we see, man, when that dude's healthy, he can really sling it. And they got, pause. And then they got, the weapons on the outside with Hill and Waddle and those boys. So, man, They tough. That's a tough squad.
Do the Jets have a chance?
To get
at fighting for a playoff spot as the season goes on,
because they in the same division as Miami and
they've
Buffalo.
already taken down Buffalo, but haven't they taken down?
They did.
They've already taken down Buffalo.
But it's like they're gonna have to win all the other games too. That's the thing. It's like, it's tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
I like the way that they're fighting.
Yeah,
just
I will
because,
say
like
that,
I said, they could have folded. I remember we went 4-12 that year, and we lost our quarterback Tony Romo, and we could have sniffed a win.
It was one of them days. I feel like getting out of bed, man.
And I just want the Giants to stay who they are. Don't resurrect nothing.
Yeah, they trash.
They trade players.
They get rid of it.
They got the most improved quarterback.
Get rid of him. That's what you need to get rid of. Get rid of him.
And on that note, we'll be back tomorrow with more Players Lounge, and then we'll get into talking about the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow.
I don't like this matchup,
man, we're gonna be looking forward to that. I see y'all tomorrow at 2:00 for BC for D Mac. I'm Heckman Harrison.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.